What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Miguel. You're watching Miguel EDC, the channel where we talk everything EDC gear here. And today I have another quick unboxing video to share with you guys. That's right. We're going to be unboxing the knife that is in here. And I'm going to be sharing those first reactions, first impressions with you guys. You may already know, based on the title and thumbnail, what knife is in here. But just know that going into it, I'm not 100% sure what type of knife this is. So we're going to go ahead and find out together here, shall we? Doing the honors today, I have the QSP Gorilla. I just unboxed this one here in the channel not that long ago. And I am, carrying this one, having a good time. This one has, kind of locks you into a specific position here, which I'm still kind of gauging how much I definitely like that or not. And again, you'll see my thoughts and impressions on that during the review video on the Gorilla. And this knife and every other knife that you see in this video will be linked down below, guys. So if you want to check availability, prices, variants, things like that, I'll try to link to as many websites as I possibly can down below in the description, also in the pinned comments as well. This knife, the knife in the box, and every other knife in between in this video. Without further ado, let's go ahead and do the thing here, shall we? All right, let's go ahead and get to cutting, shall we? All right, and of course, this one is doing it very, very effortlessly. We've got the UPS or USPS flat ray box. And this one has a sticky portion right here. Once I make it past that, let's see what we have. Oh, package inside of a package. All right, that's obviously for shipping purposes, right? Making sure it gets here in as good of a shape as possible. And bam, here we are, guys. Here we are. Check this thing out. The Benchmade Bugout, right? It doesn't say mini, right? It says the Benchmade Bugout Blue Class, right? As far as steel, we have S390. It is a manual open, outdoors and everyday, right? And if you recall, right, we just recently unboxed the Bugout Mini, right? So I'm going to be comparing it to this guy here in just a moment. I'm excited that I have both of them on hand now, so you guys can see the difference between the two. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open in here. We got some peanuts for shipping, comfort, and to avoid rattling inside the box. And we have the Benchmade little pouch right here. Go ahead and open that up, and bam, here it is. And check this thing out. All right, guys, about time. We finally have the Benchmade Bugout in the channel. This one is the full-size Benchmade Bugout. Of course, it has the axis lock. We have Benchmade to thank for with the axis lock. Although nowadays their patent has expired, so every other company is doing their own version of the axis lock. And so we call it the crossbar lock amongst the community, right? Little handout here, user manual. If you want to pause the video and read through that in 4K definition, you are more than welcome to. All right, and finally we have the knife. Now this one is the tan version of the Bugout, and again, full size. And let's just go ahead and get this thing open here, shall we? Bam. All right, let's give her a nice little wipe here on this S90V. Oh, sorry, S30V steel going on. And we have, I want to say, similar to the mini version, we don't have ball bearings here. We have washers. So it does take a little bit of a break it in process, especially if you want to deploy it with the axis lock itself. And that's what those thumb studs are for, right? You can thumb deploy it. Bam, really, really nice. FRN scales on here, which I'm honestly not the biggest fan of FRN, to tell you the truth. But again, they're going for the lightweight factor on here. And so that's why they're using FRN, trying to keep it as lightweight as possible. And can we reverse flick it? Right? Yeah, we sure can. In this case, we want to use not the nail, and that's why I failed there a second ago, but the meat of the middle finger there, and that should do it. Boom. Bam. All right, so yeah, great action as you would expect. Of course, now I can get a full grip on this one. I have average hands, not the biggest, not the smallest of hands. and I can get a full purchase here. I notice there's no jimping going on here on the blade. And I mean, that could have been obviously intentional. It is a very, very narrow blade, I'll tell you that. Super, super narrow blade. This thing is going to be a great slicer. All right. It has a beautiful stone wash finish going on. And again, S30V, we got the Benchmade logo on the show side and the steel on the other side. And that's about it. That's about it. We do have a deep pocket carry clip, right, which is, again, present on the mini version. But the interesting thing here is the fact that the pocket clip is the exact same size. So regardless of you getting the mini or the full size, regular size bug out, you are getting the same clip. Now, this is the same clip too, I believe, that we saw on the Benchmade full immunity, right? That was the same pocket clip there. It is deep carry. Yep, deep carry. And it is also reversible, so it can be mounted on the other side, which obviously makes a lot of sense, right? You have an ambidextrous knife. It should be able to be a reversible pocket clip, right? And yeah, good action here so far. Of course, it feels as smooth as a crossbar lock knife as ever. Again, this one being the legitimate axis lock from Benchmade themselves. And yeah, ergonomically feels good in the hand. Pocket clip feels like a good 8.5, 9 out of 10. It does feel a little bit narrow on the hand for some reason. It doesn't have a lot of girth to it. Right? Again, first observations. Okay, there's no jimping on the blade, but there is jimping on the handle. So that's where it's at, right here. I would have much rather prefer it right here, or both. But the jimping right here is on the handle. We have recess. Well, there's actually no liners at all. The only thing here is you have this section for the basically everything you need for the axis lock, but everything else is just basically FRN. The rest of the handle from this point back is FRN. So that's interesting, right? And that is the bug out right there. So again, unboxing, first reactions on this one. Let's do some size comparisons, shall we? Here it is next to its miniature version, mini version, the bug out mini, right? You guys be the judge right there, right? Full size, mini size. Here is the QSP Gorilla that we used to unbox this knife, right? It's going to be a much larger knife. I want to say the Benchmade bug out is perhaps medium, right? It's a medium knife. Absolutely no doubt about that. Certainly a medium-sized knife. Not quite big enough to be a large knife, not quite small enough to be a small knife. That's what the mini is for. And let's do some comparisons here to arguably some of the, what people call it, the bug out killers out there. The CJRB Pyrite, which has a very similar size. Here is the Vosteed Raccoon as well. Check that out. Right, and of course, these are going to be more affordable budget options as well. If you're not already familiar with the CJRB Pyrite or the Raccoon, both are very highly recommendable. Nice. Here's the Civivi Vision FG. That's going to be a little bit larger of a knife. Here's another one, USA made one, and that is the Kershaw Bel Air. These two are arguably pretty much competitors right there, right? Some will say the Bel Air is a bug out competition or a bug out killer as well. But again, you know, they definitely have very similar size, kind of go for a very similar approach, right? In Kershaw's case, they have the Dual Lock, which is their version of the crossbar lock. Here's the Demko AD 20.5, right? Very comparable. The Shark's Foot. The Shark Cub right here is a little bit shorter. Right. And last but not least, here's the PM2 and the Para 3. Right, so the bug out and the Para 3 are going to be very, very comparable. There's absolutely no doubt about that. It's been that way since the beginning of time. And there you have it, right? Just giving you a ballpark, right, sort of where the bug out lands size-wise compared to other knives. Let's do a very scientific cutting test that we do in every unboxing here. Oh, this one feels really good. It consists of cutting paper and cardboard, right? Simple as that. So let's do some quick slices here. Well, some of these were just coming right off. So yeah, it's going to be a very slicey blade. No doubt about that. And yeah, it is a drop point, right? Flat grind with a little bit of a swedge right here towards the front for personality. And it's very functional. It cuts exceptionally well. There we go. So we know I can do paper, right? What about some cardboard? And I got some everyday cardboard here, nothing crazy, right? Remember, when cutting cardboard, don't cut perpendicular, but rather add an angle like this. And it's going to look something like this. I'm going to do it in slow motion so you guys can sort of see it in action. I normally would do it a little bit faster. Yeah, it was going through that cardboard pretty well. I think it cut up a little bit towards the end there. And there is tape on this other side. There's even a label there. And yeah, going through all that like nobody's business. Very, very slicey blade. I tapered off this one just a bit. So I think you guys get the idea, right? Very, very easy to control. Very good, very slicey blade overall. You guys let me know in the comments, how sharp is this guy rated on a scale from 1 through 10? Obviously 10 being the sliciest. And there you have it, guys. That is the Benchmade Bugout. I'm sure there's only a bajillion videos of the Benchmade Bugout here on YouTube, but it is a debut right here in the channel for me, because I haven't quite gotten my hands on a Benchmade Bugout up until this point. And I have already been sort of dabbling a little bit with the Mini. I've been carrying the Mini for quite some time here. The Mini version is also an S30V. This one has kind of like a Cerakote, maybe like a PVD coating going on there as well. Whereas you have a satin finish on this version of the tan handle Bugout, right? And again, both have the FRN handles. Really like the diamond pattern going on here on the scales, right? If it were up to me, at least G10, right? I'm not so much the weight factor type of guy, right? I definitely would have appreciated G10 at the very least. But, you know, a lot of people end up switching the scales on these for some titanium options, maybe like a Flightanium, perhaps some other aftermarket company, Original Goat. I'm not sure if they make Benchmade scales, but yeah, people end up upgrading from the FRN scales, which if it were up to me, I mean, again, I know they do it for weight reductions. That's a big thing with the Bugout and a lot of Benchmade models overall, but I'm not a huge fan of FRN, so at least G10 would have been much better in my opinion. But that being said, guys, there it is. I'm just going to leave them side by side there. You guys know the drill. I'm going to be carrying the knife. Actually, I feel like this is a perfect combo right here. I'm going to carry the Bugout as my primary and the Mini as my secondary. Right? I feel like that's a good combination to go with right there. I'm going to carry the knife, try to gather as much feedback as I possibly can. And of course, I'll be coming back to you with a comprehensive review here once I've been able to gather, you know, all my thoughts after carrying this knife. If you don't want to miss out, definitely subscribing will be the best option to stay up to speed. I make knife and EDC gear content like this on a daily basis, so you would not want to miss out. Smash that like button if you haven't already for the YouTube algorithm. It helps this video get pushed out to a larger audience. And again, shout out to the Apex Knife Pass Around for the opportunity to check out this knife. I'm really, really grateful. And yeah, finally I'm gonna get a chance to check out a knife that I've been only been hearing so many great things about since the very beginning of my EDC journey. So I'm gonna leave a video card right here for the Mini Bugout, so you can check out the unboxing on that one. Put a video card right here on the left for the QSP Gorilla, right? The knife that we use to unbox this knife as well. So check that one out. Guys, you can support the channel on Patreon or right here on YouTube by becoming a channel member. You'll get access to exclusive perks. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Take care, guys. And I'm going to catch you all on the next video. Peace.